Chapter 14, Practice A, number 1. Find the angle of refraction. So we want to find the angle of refraction, we'll call that theta r, of light that enters a bucket of water from air. So before I even go on, I don't want to mess this up. So I want to say to myself, okay, I am going, so in my given, I want to know I am going from air to water. And yeah, it takes a little bit longer to write this down, but the more I write down on paper, the less likely I am to make a mistake, and I know I'm not going to mess that up. I'm going from air to water. At an angle of 25 degrees. So that 25-degree angle, that's the angle of incidence, theta I. So that's all the information we have. But we can look at our table, which is right here on the worksheet on the top, and we can look at that table and look up the index of refraction for air and water. So it's going from air, so Ni is equal to 1. It's going to water, so that's going to be the index of refraction for the refracted material, which is 1.33. So whatever way you want to do it, you can say, if you want from and to, you can say incident, you can say refracted, you do it whatever way you want. But when we do this and we use Snell's law, we're going to say Ni sine of theta I is equal to Nr sine of theta R. So this is where I'm going from, and this is where I'm going to. Even though we're so tempted to plug all our numbers in, we're not going to do that. We're going to rearrange the equation to solve for the unknown in terms of the known. So first I'm going to say, what am I solving for? I'm solving for theta r, where I can't just drop the sign. This is kind of like all attached. So I'm going to divide both sides by Nr. So Ni sine of theta I over Nr is equal to sine of theta r. Now I'm going to substitute in my values. So 1 times the sine of 25 degrees divided by 1.33. So at this point, I get my calculator. And I'm just going to move this like this so we can see the buttons that I'm pressing on the calculator. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, this is the calculator you're going to be using on the test. So I'm going to do my 25 degrees first. 25 sine times 1 equals, divided by 1.33 equals. So that comes out to be 0.3176. Now is that my angle? No. That's sine of theta r. But I don't want sine of theta r, I want just theta r. So remember, if I want to divide by sine, remember, dividing by sine means 1 over sine, which means sine to the negative 1 on your calculator. So on my calculator, behind the sine button, I see it says sine to the negative 1. So I press second sine, and now it gives me my angle, and it says theta is equal to 18.5 degrees. And that's how I do it correctly on my calculator. And that's it.